Good evening. Welcome back.
Hi. Go ahead.
It's your co-host Amina,
Hi, and I'm Twitchina. How are you?
and we are continuing our segment on mental health disorders, particularly PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. So, if you were fortunate enough to watch our previous video, you'll remember that we talked about grounding techniques as a form of self-care. You don't need a professional to use these techniques. And I mentioned 11, and now I want to give you 19 more techniques. And then my co-host Shashina is going to talk about insomnia and flashbacks and ways to manage and treat these issues. So there's a category of grounding techniques called mental grounding techniques. So number 12 is you could play a memory game. And basically what you do, you could take a picture or a photo, something very detailed, like scenery, a busy scenery or whatever, and you pay attention to the photo, and then you turn it face down, and then in your mind you try to recreate the picture with as much detail as possible. Or you could make a quick mental list of all the things that you can remember from the picture. The 13th thing is to think of a category, and you'll choose a broad category. Let's say you choose musical instruments or your favorite flavors of ice cream. And then you want to make a quick mental list of things that fall under that category. So if you chose musical instruments, you would pick a violin, guitar, piano, whatever. Or if ice cream, vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, rocky road. So remember, the underlying goal is to distract you from thoughts that are creating distressing feelings that you get with PTSD. All right, so the 14th thing is use math and numbers to distract yourself. So like, let's say you're not really good with math. You can like go through a times table, like your nines, or you can count backwards from 100. These are ways to ground you because you have to focus and really think about what you're doing. A third way to use math is you choose a number and you find different ways to come up with that number. So let's say you pick the number 5. Well, we know 5 minus 5 is 10, or 2 plus 3 is 5. So you come up with different ways to come up with that number, and you do it all mentally, not with pen and paper. Okay, so the 15th thing is to recite something. So if you like poetry, you have a favorite song, you remember a book passage, something you know by heart. Music is excellent with this. And what you want to do is you recite it to yourself quietly. This will cause you to really come into the present and focus. The 16th thing is to make yourself laugh. And they say laughter, one good belly laugh a day will keep the doctor away. And you can simply do this by making up jokes. You can subscribe to things on social media that will send you memes or jokes daily. You can watch comedians, videos, TV shows, whatever. Number 17, use anchoring statements. So an anchoring statement is, again, something that brings you to the present and to reality. So you could say something like, I am Amina, like what your name is, or I am however many years old. Today is, and then what the actual date is, or the president is. So anything that's going to force you to come to the present and think in reality, and jar you from thoughts of the past that cause you distress. Number 18, visualize a daily task that you enjoy or you don't mind doing, and then focus on the details of doing it step by step. So let's say you enjoy baking a cake So in your mind, you want to form a mental image of you doing that and all the steps involved in great detail. This is another way to make you focus and be present. Number 19, do a common task, step by step. Number 20, imagine being... Okay. Imagine being the feeling behind something. So, for instance, let's say you have a strong emotion. Maybe it's fear. So you imagine yourself as if that fear was an object, and you could pick it up and put it away in a box. Another way, number 21, is to describe what's around you. You can speak out loud to yourself, or you can think in your mind. But you want to use as many senses as possible. So let's say you're in a library. You want to think about, well, what am I hearing? What am I seeing? What am I smelling? What am I touching? If you're by a desk. So use as many senses as possible. Now, the last category of grounding techniques are called soothing grounding techniques. And that's exactly what they do.
Hi, how are y'all? Today, I'm doing great. I'm going to cover insomnia and how it affects our life because of PTSD. PTSD causes us to have insomnia in life, and we have to learn how to control it because without sleep, learning how to control our sleep pattern, it will be a big issue in our lives because we really need sleep. So we're going to cover insomnia today and how to try to manage it on your own without medication. You can take medication, and it depends on the individual. If you feel like you want to do medication, you can. They sell it over the counter, and you could also get medication prescribed. But to me, the best thing is to learn how to do it your own self. So I have some idea on how to self-help yourself at home. Okay, PTSD causes insomnia because your mind is constantly running. You have so many thoughts, so many ideas, and you don't know where it's coming from. Okay, and it comes from PTSD. You can't sleep. A lot of us, PTSD causes us not to sleep because we're constantly worrying. Our bodies are constantly fluctuating. Okay, we fluctuate so much because of our PTSD that we do not know how to handle our sleep habits. So during the daytime, I would set a specific time for getting up each day. 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it depends on the individual. It depends on when you want to get up. But I will set up a time to get up in the morning to start your day. When you get up in the morning, learn to be thankful because you know what? I didn't want to get up in the morning. I hated to get up in the morning because I didn't want to live. Okay? So I used to be angry with God because I woke up in the morning. But now I'm trying to learn how to be more appreciative when it comes to waking up. So try to learn to wake up with a good and a positive quote in your mind and your thoughts. Try to turn on the TV. Okay, YouTube have so many different ideas for us praying. I do Psalms 91, Psalms 23, and I get so now I play it every morning. And it helps to protect you if you believe in God, if you're Christian, if you believe in God in general. Okay, it's not about religion, but it's about creating our own balance when it comes to God. So I try to get up every morning with a positive quote. And I never used to do that before. But I feel so much better by doing it. So set a regular time to get up during the day in the mornings. Try not to take any naps. One of my things is that I took naps because my body was so tired with the fluctuation that my emotions and my body was pretty much tired because I did not know what I was going through. So I spent a lot of my time sleeping because of the PTSD. I slept, but a lot of people suffer with insomnia. So I'm just trying to give you the different ways and how it affects different people. I slept, but we do want to cover insomnia because it's such a great topic to talk about because so many of us suffer from it. Do not take a daily nap. Try to exercise during the day. Okay? Exercising to keep yourself going, keep your tone going, to keep your energy level going. Exercising. I'm trying to learn how to exercise. And it's not easy. Okay? Especially when you suffer with mental health. Especially when your body fluctuates so much. It's not easy. But try to incorporate some type of exercise in your life. Even if it's on a 5 minutes. Okay? Create a bedtime habit. Do not drink caffeine, during certain time of the day. Because caffeine keep you up. If you want to drink a cup of coffee in the morning when you first wake up, okay, that's fine. But try not to drink caffeine all throughout the day. Because caffeine really affects our sleep habit. Alcohol, sleeping. Okay, try to avoid those things right before you go to sleep. Because it affects us differently. So if you notice that alcohol and different habits like that affect your sleeping, do not do it. But with some people, alcohol and different habits like that helps them to sleep, which is not a great habit at all. Okay? Don't eat before you go to sleep, because when you eat right before you go to sleep, your body is not digesting the food. It's laying right there in your stomach. Okay, so try to eat 2, 3, 4 hours before you actually go to bed. That way your body has a chance to digest the meal. Okay, only go to bed when you're feeling tired. Go to bed later than usual if it means you might be able to fall asleep more quickly. Sometimes we have to figure out which is more appropriate for us, because like I say, it is different for each individual. Avoid regular using over-the-counter sleeping tablets. When you use sleeping tablets over the counter, your body becomes immune to it so quick, and it's really not effective. It might help going for a few lines, but it really don't help the underlying problem that you are going through. So that's why it's best to just try to deal with it natural, with a clear mind, to know what you are going through, to figure out how to avoid these issues without medication. Try to not to be anxious, okay, before you go to bed. When you go to bed, try to relax. Try to read a few minutes. Try to meditate, okay? Try to anything that works for you to help to relax you. Get in the bed and just relax for 20 minutes. Try to create some kind of form of meditation, mentally, breathing. There is so many different kind of methods out there that we could use when it comes to dealing with insomnia. Make sure you have a comfortable mattress. Make sure your sheets are clean weekly. Try to wash your sheets weekly. Make sure it smells good. Make sure your environment smells good. Lavender, anything that you might like, vanilla, lavender, any kind of spice that create a safe environment that makes you feel comfortable and relaxed. Make sure your mattress is comfortable, okay? Sometimes our mattress have a lot of effects on us. So make sure you have a comfortable mattress that you can sleep on. We're going to go to flashbacks. Flashbacks is a big thing when it comes to PTSD. PTSD create flashbacks. And we want to learn how to manage our flashbacks. And flashbacks control ourselves, control the person that have PTSD. And we have to learn how to control the flashbacks. And I had to learn the ways of how to control my flashbacks, because it created so many issues in my life. So these are some ways to create and take care of ourselves when it comes to flashbacks. I have to learn how to control my thoughts. My thoughts actually control my flashbacks. I speak for myself. I know we have a lot of different definitions on Google, and we have all different kind of, methods in Google. But I'm talking from lived experience. And that's why I create these YouTube videos. I do use YouTube, but I also tell you ways on how to manage my flashbacks. And it's not easy, okay? It's not easy at all. Flashback is, it comes so sudden. It's a clear memory of your past events or time, usually, that happens to you. And your flashbacks come so fast. And if you don't learn how to manage it, it will control your life. And it will create mental health issues when it comes to flashbacks. So please, it is very important how to manage your flashbacks.
So for today's segment, we're gonna wrap it up, and we're going to do a couple more videos on post-traumatic stress disorder. In our next video, we're going to get into more detail about managing flashbacks and also nightmares, and we're going to finish with some grounding techniques, and then hopefully, unless you guys send us some messages of other stuff you want us to cover on this topic, please feel free. Then we'll move on to PTSD in teens and what parents can look for and how they can help their teenagers manage it and get better. So we always like to end with important numbers. The National Suicide Hotline number is 988. And if you prefer to communicate by text, you can just put in 741-741, and someone will attend to your needs. You want to say anything?
No, just thank you for watching.
All right, like us and come back again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.